What is happening, wonderful people? So with the Oscar nominations officially being announced today and the Oscars actually happening in a few months, I thought it'd be fun to give y'all my Oscar nominations or Oscar predictions for who's gonna win what category in March. So let's talk about it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
And just for reference as well, some of these categories I'm about to talk about, some of them I'm not going to talk about. Like, you have a lot of the short films and all that, and I didn't really watch any short films last year. I'm just going to be talking about the main categories, the main popular categories that everybody talks about. And again, as well, these are not in any particular order, but the first category that we are going to be talking about, that I'm going to be talking about, is the Best Actress in a Supporting Role. And when it comes to the Best Actress in a Supporting Role, you have Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value, which I did not watch. I heard good things about, but I just didn't get a chance to watch it, and I just kind of found out about the movie late. I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know it was a movie until Oscar season rolled around a couple months ago, a while back. And then you have Inga Ibda's daughter, Lisa. I might have butchered that completely. In Sentimental Value as well. Again, I didn't watch Sentimental Value, but you also have Amy Madigan in Weapons, which if y'all have been following my channel, if y'all saw my review, loved Weapons. I thought she was absolutely phenomenal in that. And you have Wunmi Mosaku in Sinners, which she was great in Sinners. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you know I absolutely love Sinners. That was in my top 10 of last year. Absolutely loved it. And Tiana Taylor in One Battle After Another. And y'all know she was phenomenal in that. She gave an Oscar-worthy performance. She did. Wasn't the biggest fan of One Battle After Another. I know I'm in the minority on that, and I was looking forward to it. I was, but I just was overall kind of let down by it in a way. There's some good things about it, but I just walked out kind of underwhelmed by it. But who I would pick out of this would be Amy Madigan in Weapons. I absolutely loved Weapons, and I think she gave a very creepy and just sadistic performance, but she did such a phenomenal job. And you know, this is the first movie I've ever seen Amy Madigan in, I believe, and she just knocked it out of the park. And I think out of this category, from the movies I've seen and the movies I've liked, I think she absolutely deserves it. And next up is Makeup and Hairstyling. And this one's an interesting one to talk about because you have Frankenstein, Coogler, I might have butchered that. I don't know what movie that is. I haven't seen that. Sinners, which obviously that's a great choice. You know, The Smashing Machine as well, which I love. The Smashing Machine. When I saw that The Smashing Machine got nominated for Best Makeup and Hairstyling, I was like, man, the prosthetics and the makeup on Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, was really good. It was really good. And I was close to saying The Smashing Machine, but you also have The Ugly Stepsister, which I didn't see. But the one I'm going to choose here is going to be Frankenstein. And Frankenstein is one that I liked more than I thought I would, but at the same time, it's one that I was kind of lower on. I know most people really enjoyed it. I was kind of lower on it, though. And again, I liked it more than I thought I would, you know. But again, I don't think I ever need to watch it again. But I will say that Frankenstein, the makeup and hairstyling on Jacob Elordi as Frankenstein was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And I really think that the makeup department for Frankenstein in that film, let alone, deserves it 100%, because it's just, it was a very unique looking Frankenstein in the movie and a very nuanced looking Frankenstein. I love the detail, I love the attention to detail on the character in there in the movie. But I really think that they should win it, definitely. And next up is Original Score. This is what I'm actually really excited to talk about, and I'm going to try not to go on a tangent or a rant, but okay, so with Original Score, you have Begonia, which I did not see Begonia. I didn't. You have Frankenstein, which I saw Frankenstein and liked more than I thought I would, but again, I wouldn't watch it again. Hamnet, I heard good things about, but didn't watch it. One Battle After Another, like I said, good things about it, but just was kind of underwhelmed by it in certain parts. And then you have Sinners, which I loved. I'm going to try not to go on a tangent. I'm going to try not to rant. But I am so mad that Hans Zimmer did not at least get nominated for his F1 score. I am so mad about that. Like, look, I'm going to go with Ludwig Göransson for Sinners on here. Ludwig Göransson is going to win for Sinners. He is. But if Hans Zimmer was on here, I would have chosen Hans Zimmer. I would have picked Hans Zimmer all day long. But because he's not on here, unfortunately, I am going to go with Ludwig Göransson because he knocked it out of the park with Sinners. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. And next up is Best Adapted Screenplay. For Best Adapted Screenplay, the nominees were Begonia, didn't see Begonia. Frankenstein, saw Frankenstein. Hamnet, didn't see Hamnet. One Battle After Another, I saw One Battle After Another. And Train Dreams, I heard good things about, but I didn't see Train Dreams. One I would have to go with, the one I would have to go with would be Frankenstein. And I don't really remember how I felt about like its script and its screenplay. I don't remember how I felt, but you know, it's Del Toro, and Del Toro is amazing. Great writer, great director, and I think I remember liking the script. I feel like I remember saying the dialogue was good, I think. And you know, again, Begonia I didn't see. Again, Hamnet I didn't see. Train Dreams I didn't see. One Battle After Another I was kind of disappointed with. But I will go with Frankenstein because, you know, there are some good things about it. I did enjoy some aspects of that movie, and Del Toro is a great director, and I think he directed it well, and there were some good things about it. But now, talking about original screenplay. For original screenplay, you have Blue Moon, which is the new movie with Ethan Hawke, which I heard good things about, but I didn't end up watching it. Then you have It Was Just an Accident. I heard good things about that as well. Did not see it though. Marty Supreme, saw Marty Supreme. Didn't like it that much. I know I'm in the minority on that. I know that's like a huge controversial hot take. There's some good things about it. There's some things I really enjoyed about it, but overall, it just wasn't my cup of tea, you know? And you have Sentimental Value. Again, didn't see Sentimental Value. Sinners, love Sinners. And the one I would go with would be Sinners. I think Ryan Coogler absolutely knocked it out of the park with this movie, whether it's the directing aspect of this film, whether it's the script, the screenplay, the dialogue, whatever you want to call it, whether it's the performances, whether it's the cinematography. He knocked it out of the absolute park. He really did. And the dialogue was one of the best things about the movie. The script and the screenplay was so clever, it was so sharp, strong, it was smart, and I think it'll definitely win, I think. And this one's an interesting one as well. This is Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and the nominees are Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, which I 100% agree with. 100%. He was so good in that movie. He was so good. And Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein is an interesting one. I personally would not choose him. He did a great job. He gave an Oscar-worthy performance, but I really wouldn't choose him because the thing is, like, his performance was really good, but there wasn't much dialogue there as well, which I don't know if that sounds petty. That may sound petty, you know. But you also have Delroy Lindo in Sinners, who he gave a good performance. He gave a great performance in Sinners. I honestly didn't expect him to get nominated, though. He gave a great performance. Didn't expect him to get nominated, though. But that one, we'll talk about that in a minute. But Sean Penn in One Battle After Another, great performance. But okay, I could talk about that for hours. There's some things I'm just not the biggest fan of. I gave a great performance, but just some things I just wasn't the biggest fan of. It's Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value. Again, didn't see that film. The one I'm going to go with, though, Delroy Lindo in Sinners. I remember when I went to go see Sinners in April of last year, and everyone was laughing at what he had to say. His character, I love the way his character was written, just some of the lines he had in the movie. He just gave really a great performance. He did. And he was just such a fun presence in that movie, and he just gave such a witty but also at times serious performance, and he just did a really good job. So I definitely think he's going to win that one. And next up is the Best Casting Award, or whatever you want to call it. You don't know which one that is. And the ones that got nominated are Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, and Sinners. And the one I'm going with is Sinners. I mean, just the ensemble of every actor in this movie was absolutely phenomenal. You actually felt their chemistry and their dynamic with each other, whether it's Michael B. Jordan, whether it's Wunmi Mosaku, whether it's Miles Caton, whether it's Haley Steinfeld, Delroy Lindo, everybody in here, whether it's Jack O'Connell, everybody in here was great. And I love how they all went off of each other, you know, whether it's the snark, whether it's just the humor, the serious moments, or the emotional moments. I thought everybody did a great job, so I think Sinners will definitely win that category, I hope. And costume design, best costume design. This one was Avatar Fire and Ash, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sinners. And for me, it was between Frankenstein and Sinners. And Sinners, I was like, could definitely win. I think it has a chance, but I think Frankenstein really does have a chance to win this, definitely. Like, I thought about it and I was like, man, the costumes in Frankenstein were really, really good. Whether it's Frankenstein with his hoodie and his like coat on or whatever you want to call it, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Or whether it's Oscar Isaac, Mia Goth, everybody, just the clothes that they wore in the movie, especially the time it took place in the movie, really elegant and rich, and it just looked so beautiful. And oh, this one I'm excited to talk about. I am so excited to talk about this one. Best original song. You have from Diane Warren from Relentless, Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You from Sinners, Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verdi, and Train Dreams from Train Dreams. And I'm going with Sinners. I'm going with I Lied to You by Miles Caton. This song, I actually listened to it a few times today, you know, because today is the Oscar nomination. So perfect day to listen to it. You know what I mean? And I just love that song so much. And I remember sitting in the theater last year in April watching Sinners, and that scene came on where, you know, Miles was singing it and the camera just tilted up to the fire, just making a gaping hole in the roof of the building. And I'm just like, oh, and the aspect ratio change hit, and I'm just like, man, this is like, I felt like I was ascending, I felt like I was floating, you know. And it's just such a beautiful song. And try taking a walk, listen to it with headphones on. Yeah, you won't regret it. You trust me, it's amazing. And this one as well is a very interesting and kind of, I don't know if I'd say difficult, but in a way difficult one to talk about. It is Best Animated Feature Film, and there are 3 on here that I did not see, but there also are 2 on here that I did see, but I just wasn't the biggest fan of. But the 2 I did see, there is one that is better than the other one. And the nominees are Arco, didn't see Arco, Elio I did see, and K-Pop Demon Hunters didn't see, Little Amelie or the character of Rain didn't see, Zootopia 2 I did see, and Elio I was not a big fan of. I wasn't the biggest fan of Elio. Zootopia 2, I really do like the first Zootopia. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but Zootopia 2 I just wasn't the biggest fan of personally. I felt like it was a dip in quality from the first film. Good things about it. I don't need to watch it again though, but I am going to go with Zootopia 2. I know there were a lot of people that really did like Zootopia 2, and I personally, this is the one I would choose, you know, because a lot of people did like it, and there are some good things about it. You know, I think the animation's great. I think the characters are great. I think the chemistry and dynamic between Judy and Nick is really great, just like in the first one. And I like the addition of Ki-Hoo Kwan as Gary the Snake, you know, and, you know, that's the one I would choose. And production design, you have Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. And the one I would go with would be Frankenstein. The production value, the production design of this movie is absolutely beautiful, especially for it being a Netflix movie, but you have Del Toro behind the camera, so you know it's going to be absolutely remarkable, and you know it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So I think Frankenstein definitely has a chance to win this one. And Best Film Editing, you have F1, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. I'm going with F1. F1 was such a fun film. I absolutely loved it. I was looking forward to it. It ended up being in my top 5, number 5 of last year, and I think the editing was phenomenal. I think the editing was great, whether it's just a character walking into another room from another room with the camera behind them, a tracking shot, or whether it's just the racing scenes, the moments. It's just so beautiful, and the editing is so elegant and so fast paced, but not in a rush type of way, in a good way. So I definitely think F1 will definitely win Best Editing. And Best Sound, you have F1, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, Sarat. I'm going with F1 again. I'm going with F1 again. Like I said, I absolutely love this movie. Like I said, it was in my top 5 of last year. And it's just, you had to have seen it in Dolby and IMAX. This movie, the sound design mixed with the editing, the directing, Hans Zimmer score, it was a beautiful tapestry of a movie, and it was a beautiful, fun Sunday dad movie to watch, and it was just so much fun. And visual effects, you have Avatar Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners, and I think Avatar Fire and Ash is going to win it. I think he's going to win it. I mean, if you ask anybody, they'll be like, oh, Avatar, Fire and Ash. And, you know, James Cameron just has such a good act for creating this broad scale and scope and just this beautiful visual world that you just get immersed in. And it's just so beautiful to comprehend, so beautiful to look at. So I definitely think Avatar, Fire and Ash is going to win this one. And best cinematography, you have Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams. And it's between Frankenstein and Sinners, and I was thinking about Frankenstein, but Sinners. I go back to what I was talking about earlier with the scene where the camera tilts up and the fire's making a gaping hole in the roof, and Miles Canton singing that song, I Lied to You. That scene will make you a sin. You had to have seen that movie in IMAX and Dolby to understand where I'm coming from as a movie fan and as someone who wants to see all of those details and nuances in movies. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and I think it's definitely gonna win best cinematography. Sinners is. And best actor in a leading role, you have Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. And I'm going with Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. He deserves it. Michael B. Jordan is one of the best actors working today. He has been for the past few years. He absolutely deserves it. And Sinners was one of the most popular movies of last year. And Michael B. Jordan was one of the most popular actors of last year as well, and I think he just deserves it, and he gave an impeccable performance. He did, and I really think that he just 100% deserves it. He really does. And the nominations for best actress in a leading role, you have Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue, Renee Rezine for Sentimental Value, and Emma Stone for Begonia. I'm going with Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue. If y'all did not see Song Sung Blue, I definitely recommend it. Not a lot of people talked about it. I don't know how many people watched it, and it does have a tonal shift that actually kind of almost took me out of the movie. It starts off lighthearted, but then when it hits like the second or third act, it kind of gets a little too bleak and depressing for my taste. But Kate Hudson knocked it out of the park. She gave an Oscar-worthy performance. She did. And when I saw her name on here, I was like, oh, Kate Hudson, that's right. I didn't even think about that. And I really think that she gave a very vulnerable and a very promising and understanding performance. Like when you watch her performance, when you watch her in the movie, you're like, man, I understand where she's coming from. Like I understand the things that she's going through. And for best directing, you have Hamnet, Chloe Zhao, Marty Supreme, Josh Safdie, One Battle After Another, Paul Thomas Anderson, Sentimental Value by Hakeem Trier, and Sinners by Ryan Coogler. I'm going with Sinners, Ryan Coogler. I absolutely love Sinners, and Ryan Coogler knocked it out of the park with this movie, whether it's the directing, the performances, the cinematography, the score, the original songs, whatever it is, the dialogue, the script, the screenplay. He absolutely knocked it out of the park, and I really think he deserves it because he's a great director all around. And last but not least, Best Picture. We have Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. And, you know, the one I was going to go for that I had was Sinners. Did not expect F1 to go on Best Picture, though. And I know a lot of people are probably going to choose Sinners. As much as I love that movie, and y'all know how much I love that movie, I'm going with F1 because I did like F1 more than Sinners. Personally, I did. That's just my opinion. But F1 was such a dang good film. It was a Sunday dad film, and it's not perfect, but there are so many good things about this movie, and I absolutely loved it. I think Brad Pitt's great in here. I think Damson Idris is great in here. I love the contrast and parallels between both of their characters. I love the editing, Hans Zimmer's score. I love the original song by Don Toliver called Lose My Mind. I absolutely love that, and I just think the performances are great all around, and Joseph Kosinski absolutely knocked it out of the park with this movie. So that'll wrap up this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, share in this video. We just hit 1K subs a while back. We're now 1.2K. And the next big milestone is 2K and 3K after that. Beyond that as well. If you're new as well, I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, trailer reactions, movie live streams, movie news, movie rankings, all that wonderful movie stuff under the movie umbrella. And let's talk about the comments down below. What is y'all's predictions? What are y'all's predictions for the Oscars coming up in the few months in March? What are y'all's predictions for Best Picture? What are y'all's predictions for Best Actor? Let's talk about it down below. Keep talking movies, wonderful people. Cheers.